Just got that through my email, so they email me what's coming in my mail. But
that's right. Brian gets emails announcing his mail.
That's right.
If they just
time to come out to the mailbox,
you wouldn't have to worry about the dog bites.
You think there'd be a mailbox by now that could give you an alert? Because Melody's we got a cat box that tells us when they're pooping. So surely there would be a mailbox that's like, you got mail.
That's what I do. I get an email from
hilarious.
them, and they say, not only do you have mail, this is what it's going to be. So decide for yourself if you want to go outside the house today.
Hey, could you do me a favor, mailman, and just keep those? Don't put them in the... Well, I'm saying, that's from the mail that's from the United States Postal Service. I'm talking about...
Mail company. I like that better. The mail company.
We do pay them.
Do you have the option to refuse the mail before it arrives? Can you tell them, I'm not interested in this mail?
No thanks.
Yeah.
You keep it.
Don't even bother putting it in
jury duty. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Can you throw that behind the mailbox, behind the dumpster? I would say but other things like packages, FedEx and stuff, a mailbox that tells you, you got a package.
I would imagine they probably have something like that out there.
And it'd be funny if the notification sound was, "You've got mail."
Welcome.
You've got mail. Are you old enough for that joke, Luke?
I am, actually.
I just think it's funny that it gives you an email letting you know what mail is on the way. Well, it'd be sort of like preemptive. It'd be nice if they would do that with phone calls. Like if it would call you and say, "You're about to get a phone call from this person."
Well, isn't that what kind of people want nowadays anyway? Like, hey, do you got a minute? Like they have to text. Because I'm a phone call person.
Yeah, I have to call ahead, yeah.
I have text friends, and be like, do you have a minute to talk or whatever? So that's
right. That's true. Can I talk?
Now, caller ID, that's what caller ID is, right?
Right.
This person is calling you.
But they also have, one of the things is sometimes they can't scan the package or the letter, and it'll say, this piece of mail, we are not able to get an image for. And so then it's just like a surprise. It's like, oh, it must be my birthday,
So it's you go back to the old days.
Yes.
Remember when there was wonder? When we would wonder what we were getting in the mail.
Do you pay for this service?
No. No, it's free. It should. I would pay for this service because it's phenomenal. You can't put a price on not having to put on pants.
If it'd be nice if as a server, you could know ahead of time what your table was going to tip. I feel like that would be valuable information.
It's like package premonition.
Yeah.
Here's what your mailbox is going to experience or something.
You could do that.
You don't need notifications. You need precognition.
Right.
Clairvoyant mailboxes.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this coming mail?
It'd be nice if they also told you who your mail carrier was too. Let's just. And then maybe you could leave them a tip.
Like Uber, Uber Mail. Jorge will be your delivery man today.
Right. There's a couple of apps that do that. I think Domino's Pizza, when you order, it will tell you who's making your pizza. So-and-so is now beginning the process of assembling your pizza.
This picture is him mid-wipe. He's wiping his nose.
It's also so you know who you can go and yell at when you get the wrong pizza. All right, where's Braden? Braden is a dead man.
Thank you for your order. However, Corey is currently indisposed and will soon be rolling out your dough.
Don't worry, we track if they wash their hands.
Yeah, that was gonna say FedEx does the tracking. So it's like Corey's in the bathroom
washing his hands. Yeah, just updates.
Gives you
doing his business, dot. A little flashing, doing his business,
dot on the map, and you can watch it move around.
Washing his hands.
We got a ring cam in the bathroom, and I need to see where he's.
There's a certain level of that's unnecessary when it comes to food preparation.
For sure.
There's a line somewhere that can be drawn where you know what, I don't really need to know how many steps he currently is away from the oven.
There's some taco places I'm glad I don't know what's going on back there.
Right.
Just get the product. I'm fine with that.
Does it happen? Does it happen on their end as well? Can they see Luke McKinney is picking out pizzas?
Yeah.
Luke
Would be like-
McKinney is checking out.
Luke
Yeah,
is
Brian
getting
is
his car.
searching for discount codes.
Right. It would be like Brian is on the couch.
Yeah.
That'd be the
Deciding how much to order and to pretend if there are more people here than not.
Right. Brian is lying about the number of people it is.
I've never done that on the phone. I've never been like, okay, what do you want? Okay,
oh yeah.
then that's so
Oh,
people don't realize how fat I am because you don't want them to think you're super fat. You're like,
what's that?
"Oh, can I get a large cheese pizza?" And then what do you want?
4 2 liters
okay,
of
yeah.
Coke? Are you sure? Is that enough?
And you what? Hot wings? Okay, and an order of hot wings.
Cheesy bread?
Hot wings.
That's the Bugs Bunny gag. And meatballs?
And what are the
Meatballs.
and what are the Joneses going to want when they get here?
Cookies, lots and lots of cookies. Okay.
Okay.
Are they warm?
Those people, those Joneses, they like their
Well,
cookies.
All right,
I
but
mean-
we're going to make them take whatever's left over home. I don't want it laying around here getting stale.
You guys don't have salad? They don't have salad. Sorry, I
Oh,
tried.
and by
for
the way,
me,
they're all
but,
going to be in the back room when I pick it up. When you
Yeah.
deliver it, you won't be able to see them. They're kind
There
of
won't be
in
any
the back.
cars in the
Yeah,
front
there's-
yard.
They walked here. Like giving all the excuses.
You guys don't serve alcohol, do you? yeah. No, good. Because we don't want that.
No.
We just want to make sure that
Yeah,
our children couldn't order alcohol after all the
I
cookies.
don't even think we've
Yeah,
officially started, have we?
Yeah, that's a bit.
That's my
And scene.
that's my rant. That's our show, everybody. Thanks for.
Good night, everybody.
Did my bit.
I saw a headline that Taylor Swift had stopped a concert because a fan had a medical emergency near the stage. And so that was the headline. Taylor Swift stops concert to assist a fan in distress. And I thought, wow, what were we expecting her to do when a fellow human is in distress? Right? They wrote this headline like Taylor Swift stopped her
She's
concert because she's a celebrity.
Compassionate.
And she displayed concern for someone else during a concert. I mean, that was just a regular person dying. But Taylor Swift was doing a concert.
She stopped it.
She stopped it.
I don't know. I think maybe there'd be more respect if she was like just pointing and while she was singing.
Shake it off.
It's the guy in the second row, and he's on the floor foaming from the mouth.
Right. Well, what sort of a concept do we have? So I would be offended. I'd be pretty upset if this was a headline that was written about me. It was like, shocking. John Branyan displays some level of compassion. Nobody was
normal
expecting
level of what is expected from you from society.
this. Right. What? It's rumored that he swerves to avoid hitting pedestrians and bicyclists when he drives.
John Branyan stops buying ice cream cone to give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation to a drowning victim.
If that happened, every concert would get interrupted with people pretending to need mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
Why doesn't
yeah,
it?
for sure.
Taylor Swift poses for pictures with all the people who had medical emergencies.
What are the odds, though? The thing is, you're lucky if you're within her line of sight. If you're some guy on the 300th row
Right.
back and you have a heart
Right.
attack, she's not going to know about it.
Right, your medical emergency
What's
needs
that?
to be a certain proximity from the
That's
stage.
right.
So it's the good seats. You got to be in
If
the
you
good seats.
realistically
You have to
expect
be
her
in the
stop,
band, basically.
right?
I was going to say, just pray you
Well-
don't have a. I got these really cheap tickets. I hope I don't have a heart attack. Send that. It's just talking to other people with phones. Send that to me. I
Yeah.
don't have that angle.
Right. Give
We
me a
need to
copy
cut
of
this
that.
together.
To
Well,
buy
that's what the
ticket-
majority of people do, I think, now, is they just film it
Right.
instead
Well, at
of
least we'll have
actually
a
helping.
record of it.
Well, somebody else will get it.
I
Somebody
imagine
else
this
will like
person stopped buying their medications in order to pay for tickets that close. And this is just a consequence.
That is very stupid.
Right.
He's,
Right.
he's embarrassed because it was like,
The fan had a medical emergency because she used money to buy tickets rather than her medication.
I am so embarrassed. I should have had my hypertension medicine today. But
Sold all her vital organs.
This is
Like,
the
Keel's
Eras
over
tour.
during the concert because she didn't have her insulin. Yeah, this is all your fault anyway, Taylor.
The concert and just jumped in there and grabbed a defibrillator from the guy as the music's going.
Taylor Swift.
You guys keep singing.
Taylor Swift D-Fibs. Concert goer in the front row. That would be a headline. That would be
That's
something
a
that would
headline.
be.
But
That would be.
But just the fact that she stopped the concert because someone was having a medical emergency is headline. It's like Taylor Swift seems to demonstrate that she's aware there are other people on the planet.
Would be awesome.
I can't imagine being so far above everyone else that it's actually news when I do things that ordinary people do. You know, like I saw a headline. I actually saw this headline. This was a real thing that I saw. Keanu Reeves is seen eating a cupcake. And the comments underneath it were all, it's like, what I saw it. It's a real thing. And I thought, when I saw it, I thought, is there something wrong with Keanu? I mean, does he not usually feed himself?
He's allergic to cupcakes. He just thought he'd indulge this time.
Look at Keanu over there holding a pastry. He's making such progress.
He finally made amends with cupcakes because he was like, one time a cupcake killed my family.
that's right.
But now I can enjoy one without the trauma of the death of my.
Well, there's a whole industry, like in the paparazzi magazines. There's like this whole section of like, look, they're just like us. Right. It's like they they're like, get through this much of a picture of somebody working out at like a gym. Right. The rest of this is like a fence. Yeah.
They don't. I don't know. Do they ever do them actually working out, or do they take pictures of them coming out of the gym? Because they're like usually holding their workout stuff or going into they're walking in workout clothes, but.
And it's never like
in a bag, like seen hopping. It's like, wow, I had no idea that they also consumed groceries. Being famous and all.
Is there room in the industry for a website called They're Just Like Us, but it's normal people doing normal things?
But they should be covered.
It's people nobody recognizes.
Right.
Yeah. And I would love to pop.
Let's spin it, yeah.
That would be fun. They should just do that. They should just take normal people and just expose them to like paparazzi on that level.
They did that. That was a service that you could pay for a few years ago. You could hire these people to pretend that you were famous. I'm not kidding. You paid them, and they would follow you around, like at the mall, and then they're going about your business and take pictures of you and mob you for your autograph, and it would attract other people. Other people would show up and want to get their picture taken with you, and even though they had no idea who you were, they would just assume that you must be somebody famous because you had an entourage.
That's ridiculous. Do you happen to know the name of that company by chance?
I have a website for you if you want to know, because I think it would be hilarious to show up to something, just something like show up to the grocery store.
Yeah, or go out to eat. Go out to eat and have an entourage.
The megastar package on this website has a limousine, a bodyguard, and a publicist, not to mention 6 personal paparazzi.
You're going to do it, aren't you, Juwan?
Sounds fun.
I'm trying to think of the best time to do it, because I probably only have one shot at it, because after that, people go, oh, he'll do this again.
The most fun thing to do would be to pay for that and have it happen to a friend of yours and not tell them about it. Have them just be spontaneously swarmed by paparazzi and get their reaction.
Somebody working behind the counter at Subway, and all the paparazzi just comes in and just focuses on them.
Right. It's their autograph.
Just. Well, I think the mail thing will probably cover it.
Okay.
He's like,
because otherwise it's kind of along the same lines of what we were just discussing. Social media ruins experiences, especially dining experiences. Like, I'm hungry, get off your phone and pick out what you want to eat before I stab you. You know what I mean? Like, just the people go, oh, look at the, they've done studies. Restaurants have done studies why their profits were going down. And it's with the rise of social media, where people get in and they start taking selfies and they don't look at the menu for the first, like 20 minutes.
They complain about the service, right?
Yeah.
And like the waitress didn't see it, and like the waitress came 3 times. You were still scrolling.
You can take pictures of your food. I don't care. Just stop taking pictures beforehand. First thing you do, you get in, you sit down, look at the menu because I'm hungry.
Or you know what? They have menus online.
Yeah.
Well, that was kind of like Luke was saying. You could have like a reverse Uber where the people sitting down at the table as a waitress, it goes, "Bling, you have the Johnson family, and they're rude, they're bad tippers." Hey,
like a reverse Yelp.
Yeah,
like a reverse Yelp.
Is that customer reviews? That would set it straight.
That would be phenomenal. 1 star.
Our family has 1 star.
Great Clips advertises that they make notes on your haircut, so you don't have to repeat yourself every time. So I imagine restaurants should start doing that.
You'd think so. We made notes on you, McKinney family. We know you coming from a mile away.
Is it even really necessary to look at the menu at most places? I'm sure you've never been there before. Do we need to look at the menu at IHOP? Do we have no idea how to order that stuff?
You have
and that's frustrating. If you've ever gone to a fast food place and you have like a 10-minute wait or whatever, or you're in a food court or whatever, and you just wait at like an airport, and you're just waiting and you're looking at the menu, and then like 5 people in front of you, and then the person right in front of you gets up there and goes, "What do I want?" They just haven't paid attention the entire time they've been in line.
That for real though, that was a John Pinette bit. He was talking about. He goes, "It's." He's like, "Have you ever read before? It's top to bottom, left to right. It's the same menu since 1950." He's talking about McDonald's. It's the same menu since 1955.
That's true of, I think, most restaurants. If I've been there before, I'm probably going to order exactly the same thing that I ordered last time.
What Applebee's, they don't even realize what restaurant they're on.
Right. There's a few weird people that I always order the same thing. It's like a matter of pride.
It injures them.
Yeah, it's a matter of pride for them to I want to try something that I've never tried before. And then they sort of look down their noses at me for not wanting to do that. It's like, well, you just get the same old thing. How do you know what you like? And it's like, well, I know that I like this, and I'm happy with that. I don't need to have other things that I like, because then I have to make a choice. Now I have 2 things that I'm going in here, and I like them both, and I have to figure out which one I'm in the mood for. It's much simpler to just assume that everything except the one thing that I'm ordering tastes like garbage, and then I'm always happy.
Well, it's a gamble too, but it depends on the restaurant. Like Taco Bell, they're all essentially the same thing, so you can order whatever and you'll get it. But like we were talking about, if you're at Applebee's or Wendy's, you kind of know if you find one trick in there that works for you, that's going to work. But I know, look at
It's like the game Let's Make a Deal. It's like, okay, you got this thing that you know you like, or do you want to take what's in the box?
Or do you want to risk it all?
And then you're stuck with a bad meal. Then what are you going to do? Then you go across the street to the restaurant you've already been to and before.
We went out to eat for our anniversary, and I ordered an adult beverage that I've never had before. And I asked the waiter if it was good. And looking back, I don't know what is he supposed to say?
Right.
Actually, we use it to remove the paint.
Well, a lot of times the wait staff will do that. People will ask them, well, what do you like?
Right.
As if that has any bearing on my decision. But what do you think? What do you recommend? It's like, who cares what they recommend? You don't know anything about them.
What I like to do,
I recommend
is
you
go
find
to the
another
pizza
restaurant.
place. Yeah, I was like, I like to go over here.
They may have burned off their taste buds in the 4th grade, eating cigarettes or something. You have no idea what that person's opinion is worth.
Although, do you put more stock into it if they're heavy? Because they've eaten food, like they know food.
I like big chefs.
I've said that,
and I cannot lie.
I've said that to people. I've been like, listen, I know cookies. You know that I know cookies. These are good cookies. 20
years, 45 years of research of experience. That's on the cooking show. I don't trust a skinny chef. I'm like Mario Batali. I'm like, okay, that guy knows what's going
Right.
down.
You trust the heavy guy.
Yeah. You gotta have
and you don't think for a minute that he's been sticking his fingers in your food.
This is good. This is better than I did
licking the
before.
spoon back there, just
He goes, "You're really going to enjoy this. How do you know?"
Oh,
I
already
tasted
have.
it. If you'll notice, a little corner of your sandwich is a little lighter than the rest of it.
I call it my food tax.
Yeah.
You know that thing that looks like a bite taken out of the center? That's a bite taken out of the center.
We call it art, but
Yeah.
That's where you start, in the middle, and work your way out. You're welcome.
Or if they came out just like licking their fingers, you guys are going, you're going to love this.
This is my best work.
Oh, enjoy, because I sure did.
You think it's big now? That's only half of it. It was twice that.
You should have
size
seen
when
it before
started.
I got my hands on it. Yeah.
We're sorry your order's taking a little longer to come up. The chef ate it.
That's a new restaurant they haven't done in LA. Is it's good because the chef tries it before he brings it out to you.
Yeah.
The
Well,
name of the restaurant is
that's why
You
the
Would Have
portions are
Enjoyed
so
This.
small. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say it because the next thing that would happen is the chef would come out on a scooter. How's everything going? Oh, I can only do like 4 of these a night, you guys.
We've cracked the code. That's why restaurant portions are so small in the fancy restaurants.
Guaranteed. Chef approved.
There you go. Juwan's writing his right now.
I am still laughing at the visual of Taylor Swift crowd surfing with a defibrillator coming to the rescue.
Can she zap them in time to the music?
Holding it out in
Like
front
they're
of her
dancing.
like Supergirl, and they're passing her along.
So a conflict that my wife and I have had a bit
Yes.
is, so she says that there's a fine line between being a gift giver and just being a guy who really likes buying things. I'm like, it's my love language. And she's like, no, you have a problem. I come from a long line of gift givers. I'm classically trained. The other day in my kitchen, we had people over, and I was looking around, and 3 people in the room were wearing shoes that I had bought them, not including myself.
That's good taste.
And 2 of them were women. And do you know how confident you have to be to buy somebody's shoes?
Women's shoes. No less.
I will find their shoes, try them on, and then go to the store and try to match the feel. That's how committed I am. Sometimes when I buy a gift, I'll actually creep the person out because they'll be like, how did you even know I needed this? And I'll have to be like, well, I overheard your conversation over there 2 weeks ago.
Closet.
I bugged your phone.
And the heels
Also-
the fact that you do
also-
heels is impressive.
That's a commitment.
It's also the reason I carry gum. That way I always
Oh,
have
yeah,
a little
have
gift right in
something
my
to give.
pocket. And on more than one occasion, I've given a gift while in line to buy it. The cashier would be like, oh, I haven't tried that new Gatorade yet. And I'm like, well, you're about to. And then I've given it to them. And
Crack
so
open the lid.
I don't know if there's a group that I can join to help with this, but it's becoming a problem.
Well, if the person is super sensitive, they're like, what is this book? You don't think I read enough? You think I need an education? I'm trying to think of any other gifts. Well, like shoes.
Right. Another pair.
Okay, so if gift giving for you is debilitating, it's only a problem if you actually love people. If gift giving is your love language, it's only a problem if you love them. So you can stop caring. That'd be one thing to break the cycle.
What is the progression, though?
Or is it too?
Right.
You're talking about extravagant gifts too. Here's the keys to my car. That's the thing. If you're a people pleaser too, you always gotta.
Yeah.
Stick of gum? No, thanks. All right. Deodorant?
Wet wipe.
Shower?
Yeah, right.
How about this bar of soap?
Coupon
Got a
which is today.
Clean pair of underwear here, huh?
I let my brother-in-law borrow my favorite pair of shorts yesterday because it was hot out. And he asked me, he goes, "Are you gifting these to me?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I am." And so now I have to buy new shorts.
How drenched were they when he asked that? That was the
it's the unspoken part of that, which is the tip off. Are you gifting these to me? Because you're not going to want them back. I am going to destroy these.
Lots of people will give you the shirt off of their back. Luke will give you the shorts off of his cheeks.
I have a constant radar of, oh, they like this. I have to buy it for them now.
Yeah. Some people never forget a face. Luke never forgets an instep.
Yeah. Is there a gift you won't give? Or a person you won't give to? Like
a gift
occasion?
Card. I will not give you a gift card.
Oh, they have to be
travesty.
Personal. That means nothing. That's not an actual gift in your head.
No.
Right. That's the gift of an errand.
Yeah.
Now go out and do something.
Here you go. A task.
Go to the store.
Right. What you're really saying
I have no
is,
idea. I can't deal with the pressure of trying to decide what you want, so I'm giving that pressure to you.
Yeah, what you're really saying is, I completely forgot that it was your birthday, so I was at CVS. There you go. You figure it out.
My mom is like
you don't
this.
like surprises.
Well, especially
she will make up occasions to give a gift. She's like, I bought this. Now I have to find a reason to give it.
Happy Thursday.
It's Flag Day.
Shoes. I wanted to give you these shoes.
It's National Shoe Day.
In
It's
3 weeks.
It's National Dog Bite Week.
In Bulgaria.
Yeah.
I noticed your tires were a little rough, so I put new ones on your car. It's like, that's a rental. Oh.
Well, there's a certain...
I like that you noticed everybody was wearing your shoes.
Is there a protocol?
I'm really good. There is no rejection, but I struggle with gift exchanges because there's a price limit usually, and you don't want to get something that's crazy better than what they're going to give you because that looks bad, but you also don't want to give something less than what they give you. So there's sort of a pressure to make it roughly equal without knowing what they're getting.
So is a white elephant like the biggest anxiety event for you then? Just watching a gift getting passed around and you're like, no.
I meant that bag of M&Ms for Susan.
That's not who that was intended for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that does.
That needs to find a good home. That poor candy doesn't have a home. Nobody wants it.
Pen light. That pen light doesn't belong with you.
Those are specifically your size.
Did Amanda say it was a problem because of stuff you give her or that you give stuff to everybody? Was that as a result of...
I think it's the motivation. I think she just thinks that I enjoy buying things.
Oh yeah, so it's just for everybody though.
Yeah. And I do.
I'm trying to think of that line.
I have 2 pairs of shoes that he bought me. And
but are you wearing them?
Yeah, actually, I'm wearing one of them.
Just one shoe.
Pair of them. I'm not wearing just one of them.
Wearing one shoe.
Yeah.
I don't want to be offended. I'll wear one shoe.
I don't want them to wear out at the same time.
Yeah.
They last longer if you wear one shoe at a time.
It's like tires. You just rotate them every 30,000.
Sometimes I feel like he buys me things because he's embarrassed that I'm still using or wearing the old things.
You're
I'm
so
pretty
good
sure that's what it was with my other pair of shoes.
You're so good at being content that it's like, okay, somebody has to get him something new.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the phone that you bought me, however long ago it's been, and it's
too long.
Yeah, and
it hurts.
I was just commenting to Lori a couple of days ago about that. I said it's probably getting to be about time for Luke to force a new phone on me. So that'll happen.
Yeah, how do you talk John into accepting a phone?
He doesn't even mention this phone. He literally came into my house. He said nothing to me.
That's what I was going to say.
He walked into the house. He said nothing to me. He pulled it out of the box, started charging it, took my old phone, and just transferred the data to it. He said nothing.
Smashed it right on the counter in front of me.
I was making macaroni.
He didn't do that, but that would have been spectacular. He slammed it in the street. What are you doing?
I like that there's
got you a gift.
I like that there's a clandestine element to to like buying the shoes and the phone. You sneak in and go,
yeah. He didn't ask, and it wasn't really. It didn't seem as much like a gift.
You're like a gift fairy,
as it was just an obligation. It's like, you are going to take this phone. You are going to wear these shoes because I'm not going to put myself in public with you wearing those shoes or carrying that phone or whatever.
I also updated your contact list and deleted all your emails, so
you're good. Unsubscribed from a lot of spam.
I blocked half of your contacts. You don't need to hang around those people.
I'm trying to think of an analogy because you're like the Santa Claus, but Santa Claus wraps up a present and gives it to you, whereas you force the gift on the people. Like Santa, but you...
If Luke was Santa Claus, the kids would sit on his lap and he would tell them what they're getting.
Yep. Yeah, I like the forced giving. It's really just having people do what you want under the guise of giving.
Sometimes. If I'm going to be seen with you, you can't wear these busted out gray shoes anymore that you've mowed the lawn in for the last 4 years.
What are those Crocs? We're going to the opera.
Those shoes are still here, and I'm...
Oh, yeah. Minutes. That was like 20 minutes of stuff we were throwing back and forth. But do you remember when we had like, we figured out that Instagram was listening to us and we'd talk about, hey, I like sausages. And then the targeted ad would pop up that you got saw. We were like scandalized, and people wanted to storm the offices of Instagram. How dare you listen to us? And so that took a very short time from that, between that and, hey man, be careful what you say. I don't want to mess up my algorithm. Now we're protecting our algorithm. Hey, can I use your YouTube for a second? No. You're gonna screw up my algorithm. Can I watch something on Netflix? No.
Right.
Yeah, let me sign out. Let me sign out first. Let me sign out.
You can be a guest on my Netflix. It's like,
let me get you your own profile. Yeah, here you go.
It was pretty.
Knock
quick.
yourself out.
It's like, are they monitoring us? Yeah, and I really like what they're picking for me.
Right. And so we're worried about keeping our algorithm pristine.
Yeah, it's difficult because you sit there and you get it cultivated the way you want, and then you let somebody just even search, and now all of a sudden it's Teletubbies.
Yeah, your wife looks for compression socks, and that's your ads for 2 years.
I had my friend in the car the other day, and I was like, I'm going to pull up my Amazon Music playlist and listen to that, and it was all Frozen and Disney songs. Cammy.
So now we got to protect our algorithm. It's the same thing along the lines of too, where I thought I was a unique person and I thought I had unique tastes, but evidently I'm like maybe like 25% of America, because like I don't even know how they got onto this, but it's like here's a shaver to help you with your bald head. And I went, how are they? You go from creeped out to I really need this in like 0.5 seconds. You're like, how did they know? Oh, that's really good.
Right.
Look at that. Yeah.
Right. There's a
beard comb. I didn't know they knew I had a beard. And then that was
you don't have anything for ear hair, do you?
How sweet of you, Instagram. How thoughtful of you to think of my beard.
We'll sometimes just yell certain things out in the presence of the phones just to see if they come up. So it's like, yep, looking for some Thanksgiving Day shaped pants. We just need some pants with turkeys on them. That would be great to have pants with turkeys.
Pockets for turkeys? That'd be great. With a picture of turkeys on it. And then an extra stretchy elastic band.
Or a turkey that has pockets in it that you can put like stuff in.
Turkey.
See other people's algorithm. So be like, Juwan needs a beard comb.
I was gonna say Luke is the human algorithm,
right?
Because he'll get you a gift, and you're like,
it's funny that we are simultaneously annoyed and outraged by the fact that they're spying on us and learning everything about us. We're annoyed by that, and we are also annoyed when the search engines doesn't give us the results that we want. So both of those things bother us equally.
Yeah, Luke doesn't ask for wish lists from people. He's like, "Can I just see your search browser?"
Yeah,
your Instagram feed.
Now, Juwan, I've gotten a bottle of WD-40 in the mail because you could hear my door squeak on a podcast. So who's the real gift giver here?
That's true.
That's kind of like giving someone gum. It was really
That's
a gift
true.
for me. Yeah,
That's true.
so
You would be suspicious of a person who said, "Hey, log into your Google account. I want to search for something."
Yeah.
Right.
Juwan's is probably weird. It's probably like, are birds real? And other weird.
oh, you
Yeah.
might pull up.
I think people would rather give out their social security than their browser history.
Oh yeah, that is hilarious. It's like, I remembered when Epcot first opened because I was alive when that happened. So it was the second Disney park. So we lived in Jacksonville, so it only took me 2 hours to get there. My dad had plus Disney tickets were like $35 a person back then. Didn't know if that was a while ago.
Well, we paid a park. You could.
Right.
You had 3 days of access
Yeah.
to the entire Disney World.
But my dad had military discounts, so that was basically the only. It was such an easy thing to plan. I guess it made me and my brother happy. So I was like, let's just go to Disney again. So we go down there, and that was the only park until I was like 9.
I think it's funny that you have to apologize for going to Disney now too. Look,
I'm like,
we
look,
got a discount. It was cheap. It was easy. We
Well,
didn't go
way
there
better.
because we enjoyed it. It was just like eating at McDonald's. It's just close and convenient.
Mickey only wore pants back then. He was really, it was cut right. So Epcot that wasn't even built until I was like 9. So I can remember going, there's a new park. I mean, Mickey's on top of this huge globe that's made out of like shiny metal, and he's shooting fireworks off in his hands. And it's like, it's the city of tomorrow. In fact, what is it? The Epcot is the experimental prototype city of tomorrow is what it means.
And it
But now
failed.
it's like nothing. Yeah, no houses
Yeah,
in that
right.
place at all. But
That's the future. We're not going to live indoors.
We're going to live on a giant metal golf ball.
yeah. So there's like, monorails going around it, and it's the future. So I wanted to go to the future.
Right.
And it took us a while to get back to Disney from that point. I think I was like a teenager when I went, and it was all like educational stuff. It's like nothing like it was today. Like there's a ride where you go to see how they grow plants without dirt.
Hydroponics.
That's a Disney ride. Like
It's just science class.
I was a teenager. This is like late 80s. I'm pretty sure they were doing that on the regular, and they're like, in the future, plants won't even need dirt to grow. And we're like, I think they already do that. I'm pretty sure they. And then what was another one? So and then there was Life Under the Seas, I think, or the Living Seas was what it's called. I forgot to write down the rides. The Living Seas. You go in an elevator into an aquarium. That was the ride. You go and see fish in it. Okay. And the other one was then when you got done with all that excitement there, you were ready to enter the World Showcase and learn all about different cities and countries around the world. And so I kind of my excitement was a little bit renewed as I went in there. As you go to Mexico, it's like, oh, we get to learn about Mexico, and they're like, no, not really. It's just to go. Well, what's in Mexico? What's the people? Well, we've got trees like you don't have, and there's iguanas, and the you're just
Have
on
you
a
been
boat
to
ride.
Texas?
And it's kind of like that. We would do coffee. We grow coffee here. And I'm like, well, we do that here.
Well, and then you walk like 10 feet and you're in another country.
Oh yeah, and
So
the
it's
World Showcase,
basically like a
you go from
global
Mexico
IKEA.
to Japan. Wait, what just happened?
It's like Europe.
Yeah.
But it's like generic songs about a land of possibilities.
Well, isn't that
many different things?
Isn't that the secret to a lot of Disney? It's the presentation, right? They've got a parking lot out there, but at Disney, it's come and see the cavalcade of used vehicles.
In a rusted truck.
It's a sea of other people's cars.
None of them
Wow.
run, but we don't care.
But these cars have faces. Oh, that's different. And they're talking to me. I mean, Space Mountain we went by there. I don't know if you've been to Disney World, but it was called the Grand Prix. It was something I couldn't wait to. It's go-karts on a rail. You just, even if you steer wrong, it's
Right.
a guided rail. So
Right.
you're just pushing. You could push the gas pedal. and go all the way around. But
you can ram the cars in front of you, though, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, somebody stops.
I think you can't go off the road, but you absolutely can rear end people.
Just not brake when you come into when it's time to get off. That's how you stop.
And the reason I know that is because there was a sign on the one that we go to, and it says specifically, "Do not ram the people in front of you." I'm like, I didn't know that was a possibility.
It seems to be.
Grand Prix turned bumper cars suddenly.
So I would hand the wheel to one of my children, and then it's like, well, the kid's driving. What am I going to do?
I was controlling the gas, but they were banging the sides really hard. So
kids, what do you?
Yeah.
One of the countries in the Exotic World Showcase, Canada.
That is pretty exotic.
And you like America.
You go in, and it's just a vast field.
Yep. It's an air conditioned room. It's just this giant air conditioned room that looks
mild.
like
it's
just flat.
Faintly smells like maple syrup.
Guy in a hockey uniform skates past you.
Painting of a moose, and you're done. And then as you walk farther north into it, it just turns into a freezer, like a walk-in freezer.
Now that would be the most popular of the summer in Florida.
So what you're really saying is,
where's Canada?
These are just teacups, but they're like, no, these are not teacups.
You spin them. Here's the twist. You twist it.
And then you pay to twist it.
You do the work.
It's the opposite approach of like Cedar Point, where it's almost no pomp and all
right,
beat you to death on a ride.
A super adrenaline ride.
Yeah.
That would actually it would be a good Disney attraction where it's like a history of darkness, and basically you sit down in a chair, and then all the lights go out, and then it just comes on and says, "You're now going through a village before fire was discovered." It's midnight, and then you move on. 1,000 years later, the oil lamps were in the bellies of ships, but they would sometimes run out of oil, which is what we're experiencing now. And it's like we spent 30 minutes in total darkness, and they keep explaining it in different ways.
Be sure and stop at the gift shop on the way out and get your cloak of darkness.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be buried alive? Well, open your eyes and look around.
For the record, it's called the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. That's the name of the ride.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
I have seen people on the People Movers at the airport, and it does not go well for many people
getting off.
Yeah, getting
you have
off,
to be pretty coordinated,
trying to decide what they want to do, whether they want to walk, whether they want to stand. And then railings on the side, so you can't get off in the middle because people would be doing pirouettes, falling all over the place.
Yeah, that's even harder to get off in the middle.
Yeah.
And then,
you ever see a group of people pretend to be like rowing, or they'll do like surfing or flying? They'll do all sorts of fun.
You have to get.
You ever seen somebody panic at the bottom of a
escalator?
They're like,
just jump on the count of 3, jump.
And they
roll.
Just fall forward.
Roll.
They're just
land flat.